Hi everyone, it's Camila. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're new here on the channel, you mostly do speed builds, and today we are building something with the new pack Paranormal. It's my very first build that I will show you. I have some other ideas, but it will be later in the week. And I do want to say firsthand, and I want to apologize for the recording that is a little bit of a mess for this video. So you just saw there was a caravan at the middle of the lot, and it's just the first version, so that's why it just disappeared. But I really wanted to show you the process of the landscaping, and I had already started a caravan at this moment, but I deleted it and started over, so that's why it's a little bit confusing. I hope it won't bother you too much, but I really wanted to show you the process of choosing the trees and bushes from the debug, so that's why it's a little weird. But anyway, I had 4 ideas of builds that I wanted to do. In the end, I just decided to keep 3. Maybe it will be 2, I don't want to promise anything, but I tried to do a cottage in Glimmerbrook. It didn't end up very beautiful, so I decided to scrap it, and I thought maybe I should just do one of my other ideas first, and one of them was doing a caravan for a psychic or medium. It's definitely up to you. I searched on Google to see what was the difference, kind of, because it's not words that we use in French. I didn't really know the definition of any of them, and I'm not really into these kind of things. All of these things related to your future or astrological sign, I don't really believe in that, so that's why I don't know a lot about it. But I did some research, and apparently a psychic is a little different than a medium. Not that much, but I think a medium is kind of more qualified to know your past, present, and future, or some stuff like that. I don't know a lot about it, so hopefully it won't bother you too much, but I still decided to do that, and there's a little room in the caravan that allows your Sims to use the crystal ball that we got with the new pack, so your Sim living there will be able to do some seance, and I hope you will like it. So I know some other people already did caravans for this pack that were game changers and that had early access for this pack, so I was a little disappointed when I saw that, but I still really wanted to do my idea. I think Miss Griffey did one and it looks really great, but it's definitely not the same thing as mine. Mine is more dark, I would say, and from what I've seen on the thumbnail that she has, it looks way more colorful, the one she did, so that's pretty cool that it's so different. I also saw some pictures on Twitter of other caravans that people did, and I'm always super impressed of all the different ideas that someone can have for one type of build. So a lot of people did a caravan, but everyone has made a different one with different colors, different textures, and different, details on it. So it's super impressive to know everyone has a different way to create their builds. And hopefully you will like mine. It's very different because there's also a second floor that I really wanted to do. I think maybe some people won't like it and maybe they will think it's a little weird, but I really wanted to have one. I felt like it was a good, challenge to do, and it was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. At first I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish this idea too. I don't know if it just wasn't a very good day to build, but it took me really long to figure out the color scheme. At first I wanted something yellow, blue, and purple, but it didn't end up that way. As you saw from the thumbnail, I kept the yellow, but I decided to go with red and black, so it's very dark, and I felt like it was fitting more the vibe of the sim that I was imagining. I didn't imagine this sim to be very joyful, so maybe black and red was more fitting for their personality and vibe anyway. So I'm pretty happy with the result. I gotta admit, it's not the build that I'm the most sure of. I hope you will like it. It's kind of out of my comfort zone. It's not something that I'm used to. First of all, it's a tiny house, which I'm not doing very often usually. I did others in the last few weeks, but normally it's not really the things that I like to do. And also because I was using a new pack, and it's just not a style that I'm going for very often, as you know. So yeah, it was kind of a challenge to do this build. As I said, it's for a medium or a psychic, something like that. You can imagine whatever you want, but you will see that the first room we will renovate or decorate is going to be the room where she's going to do her seances, maybe with Sims, maybe she's going to read their future. I don't really know, it's up to you. You can imagine whatever you want if you play with this caravan. And it's in Windenburg. I placed it on a 20 by 20 on the island. Of course, you can place it wherever you want, but I kind of made the landscaping fit the environment. So everything is super lush, and it's not really, well, the sim didn't take care of the flowers or anything. There's no flowers at all in the end because I didn't keep the purple flowers that I put at the beginning. I used a lot of debug things that came with Paranormal in this room, so there's a lot of details, and I think it's probably my favorite area of the tiny caravan. I used a lot of the pack, and I went with something very colorful and eccentric for the interior, so nothing is fitting really. There's some blue, some turquoise, some yellow, pink, red. There's pretty much every color there is, and I used a lot of clutter, as you can see. I'm not really sure what are these treats. I haven't got the chance to try out the gameplay yet, and speaking of which, I won't talk about my appreciation of the pack yet. I'll talk about it in my next video because first of all, I don't have much time for talking about it in this video, and I didn't play with the objects that much, and even less for the gameplay, so I won't talk about that right now. I will play around with the objects a little more with my next build, and then I will come back to you to kind of tell you what I think of it. For now, I really like it. I feel like the objects are beautiful, and it's something that I will probably use for other builds than, you know, things with psychics or haunted houses. I feel like it could fit a lot of different vibes, and if you combine them with other items from other packs, I feel like it can fit really well. So I'm very excited for that. In this caravan, there is everything your sim needs. The only thing I didn't include is a computer and a dresser, but I put a mirror, so it serves pretty much the same purpose. So I would imagine that, you know, the clothes of the sim is under the bed because the bed has some drawers, so you can imagine that, and the mirror will work perfectly if you want to plan some outfits for your sim. And other than that, we have a functional kitchen. There's no sink in the bathroom, but I felt like it was okay if I had one in the kitchen, and there wasn't any space in the bathroom anyway, so I hope it's okay with you. There's probably a way that you can sort things out. If you absolutely want a sink in the bathroom, maybe you could extend it, but I didn't really like the look of it, so I kept it that way. Other than that, the dining table has a sofa and one chair. So of course the sofa isn't connected to the dining room in the game. It's not working that way, but I felt like it looked good. There's also a bookcase, the seance room that we saw, and the bedroom is on the second floor. And there's also a little balcony there that you can access. There's not that much there, but I placed some plants. I felt like it was perfect, and maybe someone that is a medium needs some plants sometimes. I'm not really sure. I don't know much about that, as you can tell. So yeah, the interior is pretty cluttered. I put as much details as I could. with the space that I had. I wanted to make it look lived in, and maybe I will even add some hanging plants from Nifty Knitting to make it a little more cluttered. I feel like I could have gone even more crazy with the clutter, so maybe I will do that before uploading the build on the gallery. And other than that, I don't have that much to say, but as you can see, it's very colorful. Nothing is fitting really, so I hope you will like this vibe. I felt like maybe this sim doesn't really care or just don't have very good tastes. It's probably not very important for them, so I think it's fine like that. And even if it's not very perfect, it's not necessarily colors that I would combine usually, especially turquoise and red. I feel like it's not the best combo. It's still perfect in my opinion for the build that I was going for and the vibe that I wanted. I also put a barbecue outside and a fire pit, so there's some things to do outside. There's also the lake, maybe they can go swim there. And of course there's only a single bed, so it's only a house for one sim. There wasn't any space, as you can see, in the bedroom. And of course, there's not that much in the bedroom really. There's just a bed and some shelves with clutter, but other than that, not that much there. And I also wanted to finish by saying thank you so much, because I finally was able to ask to be in the YouTube partner program because I met the requirements and I was accepted. So I'm very happy, and honestly I don't have any words to describe my feeling. I was so happy when I noticed that I received an email from them and that I was accepted in the program. I can't even describe it, to be honest, especially in English, but it truly means the world because doing videos is my passion right now, and I'm super happy that you like them and that some people are willing to watch them. So yeah, thank you so much, it means the world to me. And that's pretty much all I had to say. So I hope you liked this build too and this video. If it's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social medias. All the links will be down in the description. And you can download this build on the gallery. My ID is KamilaYtb. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish to you all an amazing day. Bye!
Just hold tight, we're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic. And we can save you from your past. This bond is always gonna last. When nothing else makes sense, just dance. You as you drive, do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my